All right, here we go with 6th grade Excel lesson 44. We're going to be learning about converting fractions and decimals to percents by setting up equivalent fractions, equal fractions. Percent means parts per hundred. The symbol for percent looks like this. Bobby has 100 buttons, 7 of them are red. We can say that 7 out of 100 of them, 7/100 of them are red, or we can say 7% are red. Notice that in the percent symbol here, you have like 2 little zeros. And those 2 little zeros can remind you of the number 100. So percent means out of 100. Percent means out of 100. So 7% means 7 out of 100, or 7 parts per 100. Think of percent as a description of a fractional part with 100 as the denominator, like I just showed you right there. So these first few are going to be pretty simple. Number 1, 25%, or 25 out of 100 is 25%. 8 out of 100 would then be what? Well, 8%. Okay, these next couple problems, there is no numbers on the top, so I'm going to give you some numbers and you're going to then fill in the percent. What if this was 32 and what if this was 2? Okay, go ahead and pause the video, do these two answers, turn it back on when you're ready for the solution. You should have put 32% here and 2% there. Boy, that was tough, huh? Okay, not all fractional parts are given in hundredths though. Using your knowledge of equivalent fractions, what percent would you would describe the portion 1/4? Write an equivalent fraction with 100 as the denominator. So if I want to change 1/4 into a percent, what I want to do is change it into a fraction out of 100. So I go 4 times 25 is 100. I know that because I know that, that's how many 4s are in 100. That's where the 25 came from. And then whatever I do to the bottom to go to 100, I do it to the top as well. So I multiply 1 times 25, which is equal to 25. So 1/4 is the same thing as 25%. Here's 1/2. Again, changing it into 100 or hundredths. 2 times 50 is 100. So you multiply 1 times 50 to get 50. Or you can divide. If you have a 200 as your denominator, you can change that into 100 by dividing by 2. So since you divide 200 by 2, you have to cut 40 in half as well, or divide 40 by 2, which is equal to 20. So 40 200ths is the same thing as 20 100ths, which is 20%. All right, we're going to try doing some of these the same way we just did those last problems. So everybody do this first one with me, write equals, and then we're going to write, remember, percent means out of 100. So we're going to put 100 here as our denominator. Go ahead and do that on your paper. Pause the video at any point if I'm going too fast for you. And then how do we go from 4 to 100? We multiply by 25. 3 times 25 is 75. So 3/4 is equal to 75 hundredths, which is equal to 75%. All right, once you pause the video, do number 8 on your own. Turn the video back on after you've done just number 8. Okay, what you should have done is we have to change it again into parts per 100. 20 times 5 is 100, so 3 times 5 is 15, which is equal to 15%. All right, this next one, pretty simple. Go ahead and pause the video, do just number 9, turn it back on when you're ready for the solution. Okay, 25, remember we have to change it to 100 to get percent. 25 times 4 is 100, so 7 times 4 is 28, and that's equal to 28%. Now in this next one, be careful because 1,000, when we go down to 100 over here, we're going to have to divide, right? To get a smaller number. Go ahead and pause the video on number 10, do that, and then turn it back on. Okay, so how do I go from 1,000 to 100? I'm actually going to divide by 10. So I have to divide 400 by 10, which is equal to 40. 40 hundredths. All right, decimal numbers can be changed to percents by first changing them to fractions. And this is just going to be shown to you real quickly here. That 5/10, you change it to 5/10, and now I can change it to 50 hundredths. 6 hundredths is 6 hundredths, which is equal to 6%. So if you want to change a decimal to a percent, change it to the fraction first, and then make sure it's out of 100. That's it. Thanks for watching.